All right, guys. I have a few things. Um, I showed up at the thrift store today, and one of the local guys was out front talking to some of the workers. He's like, "Dude, don't even go in, man. They don't got anything. They're not gonna get anything." I'm like, "What are you talking about? They don't have anything to put out, and they're waiting on a truck, and nothing's here, and they're about to look for stuff in the garbage to sell." And I'm like, I'm looking for a coffee pot, so I think I should be okay. And I go in and I'm like, I see like all kinds of stuff all over. I see some dude with a shopping cart full of Ryobi stuff. And then I go look over by the electronics and I see these 3 cars earlier. And I'm like, those look like they might be Traxxas or something. And one was a little bit smaller. Anyway, so I ended up testing them out, and they all like ended up working. And one of the other ones, somebody had put the batteries inside of it backwards. So each car was $649, and then we had $349 for the controller. I think all of them were $349, and this one's like super light. So these have you can adjust the speed and the trim, which is nice. These things are pretty fast. They're actually pretty fun. So both of them had good batteries at the start of things. So I'm in the store, and I also found a 1933 Jesus something or other Reyes classical 12-string made in Mexico guitar in a case for $5. And so I paid for the stuff when the line in the store died down. It was really busy today, and I went out to the truck, and then I come back in, and this guy text messages me about it's an Epiphone acoustic guitar, really kind of nice one, real thin neck, called the AJ10. And this guy, he says, "I'd like to buy it." I have it listed for like $110. And a minute later, I get another message. "Would you be willing to trade it for a $400 Red Cat RC car?" And I'm like, not knowing what that is, I'm like, I'd have to look it up, but maybe. Because I'm not playing the guitar, and here I am buying another guitar. And so, ironically, I bought that guitar case for the one that the guy wants. So I kind of looked it up, and he sent me some pictures, and I'll be damned if it didn't look like the same thing underneath the body as these ones. And I found like not on Hobby King, but some site, they were like $179. There was some places selling it for like under $300, but like $179 was like pretty much the average price. And I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, I guess I can trade you. He gave me some story about it's my girlfriend's 2-month anniversary or something, or either 2 months together or 2 months sober, or I don't know. I'm short on cash, blah blah blah. I'd like to surprise her, blah blah blah. Okay. I'm like thinking to myself, good Lord, you must be like 18, 19 years old. And then I look on his profile, and he's got a 1-star rating, and he just opened his profile this year on OfferUp, which means he pissed somebody off, because otherwise you just have no rating. Somebody gave him 1 star. It says that he has sold 2 things and bought 1 thing. And I'm like, and I started to look up the car and look up what it was. He said it was worth $400. He'd upgraded the motor and the suspension. And I'm like, well, it just looks like that to me, with some blue shocks in the front, and the motor looks exactly the same to me, and maybe the battery might be a little bit longer than these ones. And I'm like, I told him, I said, no, dude, it's gonna have to be cash. I just can't do it. So and especially then I went home and tested these things out. we were doing donuts in the backyard and stuff. We were driving up the solar panels and stuff. This one has got a crack in it because the pin thing for the pin is gone. I wonder if I probably can 3D print it. It comes with a spare wheel. It's got other lights up in here that aren't plugged in, which is kind of neat. But you see, these are the same basically. They have different lights on them, and maybe one doesn't have a thing in the back. This one doesn't have a thing in the back. The same batteries, same motor. So, anyway, these are going to be kind of fun. They're 4-wheel drive. And I'm just seeing, I was like, what in the hell could I possibly need a third one for? Like, for... he said he bought new batteries or something, or whatever. I don't know. A new motor. What does the new motor cost for this? These aren't even brushless motors, and they get hot. They do get hot. But this one here, it only ran for a minute or two before it died, so it might have a faulty battery. That one, we ran it for a while, and I was doing donuts with it, and it just kept running. So that one's definitely good. They're totally fun, and you see there's probably some kind of oil in these shocks, and they've leaked out. But like, I really don't see why I would want somebody else's headache for $110 when these were $10 each. And it's not a Traxxas or anything like that, you know. So I mean, basically you got this thing that's, you know, got this plastic frame here, and I don't know what they use on the Traxxas, but the ones I've seen had like a actual like metal differential and like a actual real like rack and pinion steering thing, I think, on one of them. But these are cool, and I don't know if there's oil in them or not, but it's hard to say. And a little drive line right here in between the two. So there's like a motor, transfer case, differential, front differential. I mean, these things go pretty fast. We have a homemade CB axle, split shaft, and I mean it goes. So like this, I don't know about these things. I guess you probably could, you know, maybe use a different servo. You could maybe use a different receiver, and maybe where's the ESC? Is it built into it? I'm not sure I understand. Oh, there's no ESC because these are they're not that kind of motor, right? I think. Yeah, they're just brush motors. Anyway, I'm like, what am I gonna do with the red cat blackout? You know, I'd rather have $20, $40, $50, something. You know, not trading a guitar that's worth potentially $150 for somebody's used RC car when I just picked up two of them for nothing. So, anyway, yeah, these might, I don't know, no ESC, whatever you call it. Yeah, ESC. That's the thing that does all the stuff for the brushless motors, but these are brushed motors, so, you know, I don't know how much of this can you change on these, but I mean, they seem fairly sturdy, but I don't know. I mean, it's going to be pretty easy to break some of this stuff. You look a little bent right there. Yeah, it definitely looks bent. I would say that one's bent to some degree. I have a feeling a lot of these parts could be 3D printed. I just don't know what brand these are. I mean, like, it's a Holy Ton. 20 VOL power. Pow E POWEER. Power. Power. Somebody beat the crap out of these, but I was like, dude, for the price, and if they still work and they look like this, they're good. Let's see what it says. E-Nose Racing Team. Build for speed. I think the proper thing would be built for speed, not build. Built. You need to build for speed, but this thing is only built for whatever. Rally King Track. Street King Racing. So anyway, we had a spare wheel. What do we need a spare wheel for? I guess they wear out after a while, huh? I think it's just for looks, actually. I don't think you can use this one. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, it was fun to play around with one of them in the backyard. But I don't need 3.